For a royal update, Meghan Markle was given a very warm welcome at the Invictus Games in Germany today as she made her first appearance at a sports event with Prince Harry. This comes after her impromptu speech last night, where she apologised for her late arrival to the competition.
It is so special to be here, and I'm sorry that I was a little late for the party. Just like so many of you, this is about family and friends and the community that Invictus has created and that Fisher House has created. And so I just had to spend a little bit more time getting our little one settled at home. Milkshakes and school drop off, and then I just landed a couple hours ago. And I am thrilled that the first event that I can do for Invictus is here with all of you. It is amazing, and I hear the week so far is not off to a good start. Is that right?
And joining me now to discuss it, TalkTV's royal editor Sarah Hewson. Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you, Vanessa.
So Meghan was late, or she was intending to get there at this time? What really happened?
It was always the plan that she would get there later. This is a pretty long event taking place well over a week. The closing ceremony due to take place on Saturday this weekend. So it was always the plan that she was going to join Harry later. And actually, I think that's paid off.
Yes.
Because it's allowed Harry to do his thing. It's allowed us to get a glimpse of the old Harry. He is in his element among
That's exactly what I think. He's thoroughly enjoying it, isn't it?
Thoroughly enjoyed it. He has spent time with them, and now Meghan has come in to support him. And I think this is very much his event, but it is important. She's got to be there to show her support for him and for the Invictus Games, and that's what she's doing now. And actually today she got this rapturous welcome. They've both been there having selfies with fans, high-fiving. They've been waving their arms in the air. They were greeting children, presenting medals to them. Meghan got given a new name by the Nigerian team. She'd revealed on her podcast that
43% Nigerian, yes.
And she was given a new name, Amira, meaning warrior, and Ngozi, blessed, and Lolo, royal wife, by them. Meanwhile, Prince Harry was given a pair of budgie smugglers by the Australian team in a tradition that they do every year.
And so Meghan made a speech there. It sounded impromptu. We heard she did her own hair and makeup. She did a turnaround in just an hour at the hotel, dashed over, and then said something or other about 3 milkshakes, which we need to have deciphered, I think.
Yes, she said that she had been settling the children. She said something about 3 milkshakes, school run, and now I'm here. She was photographed at an In-N-Out Burger drive-through in LA just before she left. It was a quick turnaround. She had a stop-off in London. She arrived in Germany. 2 hours later, she was at the event. There's been a bit of a backlash about this briefing that she's doing her own hair and makeup.
Oh, has there? Why? I didn't even ask that to be controversial. I didn't know there had been.
Commentators have said, well, big deal. There she is in a room full of athletes with enormous challenges that she's overcome. Why do her people think it's going to make her more relatable to brief that she's doing her own hair and makeup? Big deal.
OK, well, I suppose because you don't expect it. I suppose because...
and this is another case where whatever happens with Meghan, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yes.
If she'd gone with a big entourage, she'd have been criticised. So they then say she's doing her own thing, she's had a quick turnaround, and then they're criticised.
Don't we remember our first sightings of her, really, were at the Invictus Games with Harry? That was when she was wearing jeans and boyfriend jeans. They called it a big white shirt.
Yes.
And was that really our first glimpse of her?
That was their first official engagement together as a couple, and she was there at the Invictus Games in Canada, where she was filming Suits, of course, and yes, there she was dressed down in ripped jeans and a shirt, and she's been glamorous but casual, and I think she's got to play her cards right on this, not to steal the limelight, A, from Harry, but B, from the real stars of this, the athletes themselves taking part in the event. This is a space in which they are heroes, because
of course.
Those people say that Harry has changed their lives and given them a purpose in what he has created with the Invictus Games. And you can see just how much he is revelling in being there, and those glimpses, as I mentioned, of the old Harry.
And it very much looks as though he's the kind of person who likes a day job, effectively, who
Yes.
likes the structure, the human contact, the significance of going from place to place, doing a job. And we don't know exactly what he does in Montecito, but it doesn't seem to resemble any kind of day job that he was used to.
Well, I just said, as he has given through the Invictus Games, these injured former service personnel a purpose, but actually this has given him a purpose as well. And, it's something that he is incredibly passionate about, working with veterans, working with the injured. And he has talked about, his experiences in Afghanistan, what he saw there and why he wanted to create this. And it really is the best thing that he has done and will continue to do. And I think it's really good and refreshing to be seeing this.
And so how much longer are they going to be in Germany? Do we know
They're
what happens at the
in Germany
end?
until Saturday night. There is a closing ceremony. There's going to be celebrities performing at that closing ceremony. And we are told that there will be a speech by Meghan at the closing ceremony, and it is set to be emotional. So that's going to be one to watch.
Gosh, there's a lot of briefing going on, isn't there, about what to watch and what's happening and what they're about to say and what they haven't said. And what about William? William's been on a building site.
Yes, but this is a really important visit today with real meaning behind it, because he's been in West London at a building site talking to construction workers about the prevalence of suicide within the construction industry and just why it is so high, 3 times the national average, according to the Office for National Statistics. And the message that he wanted to get across is we pay a lot of attention to physical safety on these construction sites, but mental health and mental safety is just as important. And the discussions that he was having was over having mental health support in place as prevention rather than crisis management when things have got too late. And we know this is something that he's been talking about for a long time. But also in this very male-dominated environment, asking those construction workers, how much do you talk? How much do you ask each other how you are? And how much do you listen to each other?
And is he directing it at the workers themselves, or is he directing it at the companies that run the construction sites?
Both. So the companies that run these construction sites and the sort of support they can bring in for their workers, but also talking to those workers on site about, we all need to discuss this more. We need to put the stigma about this to one side. We know that suicide is a massive killer, particularly in young men.
Can't help thinking the Princess of Wales would be so proud of both of them today. Don't you think so?
Absolutely.
Sarah Hewson, thank you very much.